This is episode 12 of the Living Luppy podcast, Points versus Calories. I'm starting over and I'm older and I'm wiser time. Welcome to the Living Luppy podcast, where a fat musician fights to lose 200 pounds and learns a whole lot of lessons along the way. And now, weighing in at 417 pounds with a total weight loss of 37 pounds, here he is, your host, me. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Living Luppy podcast. Here for you always, Wednesdays at noon Central Time, because I'm in St. Louis. My name is Luppy. I'm your host, and my nose is itching. So I'm going to do that real quick. And thanks for sticking around for that. All right, so I'm glad you guys are here. Welcome all you new people who are checking us out for the first time. And welcome back all the people who have been along for the ride since the beginning. I'm glad you are all here. This is a podcast about health and fitness, but it's a little different than some of the others because it's hosted by a fat guy. Which is me. But this is really all about my quest to lose 200 pounds, and actually 234 pounds is the exact number, in 1 year is my goal. But yeah, I weigh in every week on the show and talk about the pros and cons of the week and the things I learned and things that I'm still trying to figure out. And it's just a good darn time. Or a darn good time? I don't know, whatever. But I'm glad you guys are here, man. Thanks for tuning in. If you get a chance, go on over to iTunes, subscribe, rate, and review. A 5-star rating would be awesome. Help us move up the ranks there. So, yeah, do that when you have a chance. If you can, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, let's get right into it, man. Let's talk about the weigh-in. I weigh in every week on the show. And this morning was no different, and I weighed in. Let's see how it went. All right, there you have it, 417 pounds. That's right, 417 pounds. So I lost 2 pounds this last week. And I think I lost 11 pounds the week before. So we're down, let's see if I can do the math, 37 pounds. Is that right? Yeah, 37 pounds lost altogether. So I'm excited. That's awesome. I am on my way. Now, for those of you who know what I'm doing, or for those of you who don't, I'm going to explain it to you. I'm doing kind of a loopy extreme weight loss challenge where I'm trying to lose 234 pounds in a year. And the first 3 months, which will be October 9th, I'm trying to lose 100 pounds. Now, excuse me again. Okay, I burp a lot on this show. That's a little extra bonus. I have lost 37 pounds so far, and I'm trying to lose 100 by October 9th. So, those of you doing the math, I'm actually trying to get down to 330 pounds. So I have, oh man, what is that, 83 pounds to go? Is that right? No. 83 pounds ago? I think that's right. Anyway, whatever. I'm at 417. I have to get to 330. I'm not doing not doing good on the math, on the spot, but I think that's right. But anyway, I need to get down to 330 because when I started this challenge, I was actually at 430 pounds. I had already lost 24 pounds. So, for those of you doing the math, I need to lose 8 to 10 pounds a week. So 2 pounds isn't enough. Now, I have been struggling with this a little bit because I want to do it. I want to go for it. I want to go for my goal. But I also want to do it in a healthy way and not just go completely nuts from starving myself. So that first week, if you watched the podcast last week or the week before, it was really tough. I guess last week is when I talked about it. It was in the Body Strikes Back. And I was just talking about how my body's striking back and I'm having a hard time. I was hungry all the time. I was grumpy. I was really pissy all the time. And I was hungry constantly. And the one thing I've done is I've kind of upped my calories a little bit. I have brought cheese back in a little bit. I got some string cheese. And I am putting a little bit of cheese on some things, but keeping that in check, not a whole lot of cheese. And really making sure I'm eating maybe a little extra protein and extra fat in every meal. That has been helping a lot. So that first week was tough. This last week was a lot better. Now, I added a lot of calories back in, and that's why I lost 11 pounds the first week, and this week I've only lost 2. So, yeah, did I say 3 pounds earlier? I think I said 2 pounds. I don't know. Well, I lost 2 pounds this week. So, at 2 pounds a week, I'm not going to get to 100 pounds in 3 months. Now, I am going to tweak this a little bit and try to, work hard and maybe bring down the calories a little bit. And I'm going to try to get as close as I can, but I'm not going to I'm not going to go down to 1,200 calories to do it. I'm not going to send myself to the loony bin trying to do it. And a lot of this comes from joining Weight Watchers. I joined Weight Watchers a couple of weeks ago, and it's been really good, but it's helped me kind of rethink exactly my approach to more of a full life-encompassing happiness approach rather than I'm just going to be miserable for 3 months, but I'm going to reach my goal, I want to find a happy medium in between because I think our pursuit of we just got to be happy can turn into excuses to eat crappy food or too many calories. So I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I don't know if I can do what I did that first week for 3 months, for a year. I'm going to just be miserable and I'm going to be losing all my friends because I'm a jerk. And I don't want that to be the case either. So the truth is I'm still working that out. 2 pounds is really good and I'm celebrating 2 pounds. But I'd like to see that number go up next week. So I'm still shooting for that 100 pounds in 3 months and we're going to see how close I can get. I'm going to work as hard as I can. But I'm also human. I'm going to make some mistakes that are going to slow me down. And, and I need to, this is like a learning experience to make sure I'm eating the right way for me. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. We're going to learn a lot over these next few weeks and see how close we can get to that 100-pound goal. My goal is still to get there. But I am celebrating 37 pounds total. That is awesome. I'm super excited about that. I can feel it already. Clothes are starting to fit a little bit better. It's totally starting to happen, which is totally motivating to keep going. I'm at 417. My next big goal is to get to 399. So 18 pounds to go to my kind of small goal. My big goal is the 100 pounds in 3 months. So I'm well on my way, and I'm gonna work really hard to get there this week, or get as close as I can this week. All right, so it's going good. I'm excited. Let's get into the battle notes. Battle notes. Let's do the battle notes. Let's do it now. All right. I was Still working out the song there. Battle notes. Let's talk about it. As I mentioned, I joined Weight Watchers a couple weeks ago, which I really, really like. There's a lot of really great stuff about it. If you've been considering it, do it. It's worth it. You get to go to meetings. You get that kind of accountability. You get some ideas. You get support. All their online tools are awesome. There's a chat room. There's people who are there to help you 24/7, which I used once, by the way. So it's a really good program. And what they use are Smartpoints. So I know a lot of you are probably pretty familiar with this, but for those who aren't, you use a tracking system called Smartpoints. So instead of counting calories, you're counting Smartpoints. Smartpoints are, there's a whole lot that goes into it, but basically it's based on what? Saturated fat, protein, and sugar. And one other thing that I can't think of, sodium maybe? I don't know. But basically, they kind of figure out how many points a food gets, and it steers you towards making better choices, which is, fruits and vegetables, which are no points. So you want to eat as much stuff that's no points to fill you up, and then you can use your points on stuff that, has a few more calories or more fat or whatever. So I think that's a great system. But here's the only thing that kind of bugs me about Weight Watchers is it's a little bit like saying, you're too stupid to understand how food works, so we're just going to take care of it for you, and we're going to make it a game with points. You know what I mean? And part of me is like, man, we should all understand what we're eating. We should understand the calories, the fat, the sugar. We should know that. Not just do some point system that somebody worked out and just be like, I don't know, but if I do this and this and eat these points, I get so many points and I've been losing weight. And it works. And it probably is making people healthier. But I want to know what I'm eating. I want to know what's in there. I want to know how much potassium, magnesium, vitamins. I want to know all that stuff. I want to know how much fiber. I want to know what has sugar, what doesn't, how many calorie stuff is, what kind of fats I'm getting. I'd rather know that stuff than just go off of points. So I've been kind of going back and forth with that. When I started 2 weeks ago, I started counting my calories, and I was doing 1,800 calories a day. And I liked that. I was hungry. It was hard, but I liked knowing exactly the calories that I was eating. Then this last week, I kind of switched over to just doing the points. Now, there's a couple things with that. Because I'm a bigger guy, I get more points. Are you ready for it? Are you ready? For those who do Weight Watchers, I'm going to tell you how many points I get. And you're going to hate me. I get 84 points, which is a lot. I talked to my mom. I think she gets like 35 or something like that. I get 84 points. So I can eat, man. But the problem with that is it's basically based off of a mathematical equation based on your gender, your height, and your weight. So basically, I get way more calories because I'm bigger, because my body needs more calories. And the idea is you wean yourself down on calories as you lose weight. And I get that. That's a great way to do it, actually. But I think 84 points is, I can eat 3,000 or so calories, which is probably actually a healthy way to do it, because I was eating 5 to 10 a day. So probably, 3, I'm going to lose weight. With some exercise especially, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose it slow and healthy. So my dilemma is, do I stick to that, or do I try to create a little bit more of a deficit so that I lose weight a little quicker? I want to be maybe more around 2,000 calories, maybe 2,500. So I don't really have a total answer for this. I've been kind of struggling with it. Do I go back to counting calories, or do I just lean on the point system? The other problem with the point system is, and I have been doing this last week, when you get to the end of the day and you're like, ooh, I have 20 points left, I can eat. That's the other thing. I don't want to fall into that trap. I don't want to eat just because I have points, or calories just because I have calories. I want to plan out my meals, eat throughout the day, and eat when I'm hungry and stop when I'm satisfied, and not just eat because I can. And I've been doing that this last week because, I have points left, so I'm going to eat a little bit more before I go to bed. probably unnecessary calories that I don't really need. So, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. I want to be aware of my calories, at least. I think I'm going to keep using the point system, but I'm going to try to leave. My goal is to leave like 20 points on the table every night. So I'd actually use 64 instead of 84. And that should create a little bit more of a deficit, but still give me enough that I'm eating plenty throughout the day, you know? And I still want to focus, regardless of what the points say, I want to focus on eating fruits, vegetables, whole foods, you know? I think that's the number one goal. And I look at the points as being kind of a fun little game way to track it. But I really this week want to make sure I don't fall into that habit of, ooh, I have points left. So I'm going to eat until I'm out of points. Because that's just completely unnecessary. I've been falling back into the kind of night eating a little bit. I've been eating a lot better quality foods. I haven't been sitting here just pigging on a chips and dip or anything. But I've been eating probably a little bit more than I need to, at night. I need to have dinner, maybe a little snack. So my point is, I like the point system, and it works for a lot of people that maybe don't want to do the work. I get it. But I just don't want to fall into just relying on just points. I want to know what I'm eating. So I'm continuing to planning out my meals to kind of know the rough calorie count, know kind of the nutritional info of what I'm eating. And I want to kind of continue to focus on that, but still use the points as a guide. And I want to see if I can drop some more pounds this week. I want to see, they have in Weight Watchers, they celebrate every 5-pound loss. Or I think it's if you lose 5 pounds. I'm new. I still don't totally understand it. But my goal for this week is to lose 5 pounds. So that is my goal. I'm going to try to lose 5 pounds, be down to 412 by next week. All right. So there it is. Points versus calories. What do you think? But seriously, feel free to comment on the post here on Facebook or whatever, and let me know what you think if you're a Weight Watcher user or not. What you think about the points versus calories. I'd like to hear you guys weigh in on the subject. Weigh in, get it? Jokes. Okay, so thanks for listening. We are going to take a quick little break and hear a word from our sponsor. I always giggle when I say that. But if you are interested in sponsoring the show, get a hold of me at Living Luppy, livingluppy at gmail.com. That's Living Luppy, Luppy, at gmail.com. Twitter is Luppy1, Luppy1, and Facebook is facebook.com/Living Luppy. And you can holler at us there for anything. If you just want to chat or get a comment or whatever. Holla at your boy, as they said 20 years ago. All right. So let's hear a word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back.
This is the Jim Manley, Chris Swan duo.
Mr. Saturday Dance. Heard they crowded the floor. In other words,
For booking information, call 314-616-0760.
this lack of action, it's got me feeling callous. This was Alice B4 Cialis. No satisfaction, it's got me feeling famished. This was Alice B4 Cialis. This lack of action, it's got me feeling callous. This was Alice B4 Cialis. No satisfaction, it's got me feeling famished. This was Alice B4 She was a French girl. I knew her from around the island in the hair twirl. Just the way I liked it in my head world. Round every time I saw her in my peripheral. Am I feeling iffy or am I in love?
Yes, there it is. that is the last time for this month. That is was our song for July. That is Alice B4 Cialis. That is a song by yours truly. Me. That's not a band called Yours Truly. Although I bet there's a band named Yours Truly. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think there might be. Anyway, that's one of my songs. Every month, every week on the show, we feature one of my songs of the month. So there's a song of the month that I feature every week. Is that confusing? But anyway, this month has been Alice B4 Cialis, so that's the last time we'll be featuring that song. Hope you enjoyed it. And of course, it is available on iTunes. So go on over and get your copy and put it in your eardrums and use it in your workout playlist when you're in the gym. So it is time for a new segment on the show. We're going to start a new segment. It's time for the Pizza Wars. That's right. Pizza Wars. Poof, 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 poof. I don't know what that was. All right. So every week on the show now, we're going to talk about my progress or lack thereof in my war against pizza. So I love pizza. It is my favorite food by far. I know I'm not the only one out there. Everybody loves pizza. I know this one guy who doesn't like pizza. And I won't say your name, but you know who you are, buddy. We grew up together, and he doesn't like pizza. And that's super weird to me because I think pizza is the perfect food. It's cheesy, it's doughy, it's got toppings and sauce, and oh my gosh, it's the perfect food. And I am for sure a pizza addict. No doubt about it, man. I love it. So this week on the Pizza Wars, pizza got me twice this week. One night at one of my gigs, somebody offered me some pizza, and I was hungry, and I was just like, you know what, I can eat some pizzas. This is pizzas. I probably could, but eat some pizza. And this is a part of the point problem too, is because I was like, I have some extra points. I could eat some pizza. I didn't have to eat the pizza. I could have gone home and just eaten something else. But because I knew I had the points, I ate the pizza. Then I took the rest home and ate the whole thing. And so I probably ate a little bit more than I needed to, and definitely a lot of calories. And I felt really guilty about that because that was the first time I had strayed at all. And that's the first time I reached out to someone on the Weight Watchers app because I just felt bad. I was like, dude, I feel awful. I did this. I feel like I'm slipping back into old habits. I feel like if I'm not perfect, that I'm just going to totally lose the motivation and just give in to all my old habits. And it freaked me out. And it still scares me a little because it does open that door to I'm human, so I'm going to mess up sometimes. And then that becomes an excuse. And I don't want that to be an excuse. So I let that in, and I felt really bad, but I got back on it the next day. Then fast forward to about 3 days later, Saturday night, I got done with my gig, and I was hungry, and I was frustrated. There's just a lot of different things going on, and I was still kind of feeling pissy and just feeling like I don't get to eat pizza anymore, feeling sorry for myself, that whole thing. I think you know what I'm talking about. And I said, screw it, and I ordered Domino's, and I got a large Domino's pizza, cheesy bread, and the 2 lava cakes. And I went for it, and over the course of the night, I ate all of it. And I was stuffed. Now, here's the thing about it. When I got it, it smelled good. I was all excited because, I'm going to eat pizza, it's this forbidden fruit, And then I had a couple pieces, and it was really, really good. And then after that, it wasn't as good anymore, but I was chasing, just trying to find, and I was full after a couple pieces, but I wanted to keep eating. I didn't want the dream to stop, so I kept shoving it down my throat, even though it didn't even taste as good. At that point, it's just depressing. It doesn't taste as good. I'm not enjoying it anymore that much. And even when I got to the lava cakes, I was so full that they tasted good because, come on, it's chocolate. But, they didn't taste as good as they would have if I was actually, hungry and just really, enjoyed it. And so I learned a lot from that experience. Like, it's really the anticipation. The payoff is never as good as you think it's going to be. That initial couple of bites, yeah. But that's why if you want pizza, fine, have a couple pieces of pizza. But know that it's not going to get any better after that. So stop. And you still feel good about yourself and you made a healthy decision to just eat a couple pieces, satisfy that craving. You don't have to eat the whole pizza. And you don't have to. And so what I really learned is that I'm not going to say I'm not going to eat pizza. I'm not going to say I'm not going to eat chips and dip. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to eat any of that stuff, even ice cream. I don't want to eat it every day, but I am going to find ways to let it into my diet so that it doesn't become this forbidden food. And then it just builds up and builds up. I mean, you've all been there. Anybody who's tried to lose weight or whatever has been there. Like, it just builds up, and then you freak out, and you eat a whole pizza and order cheesy bread and 2 lava cakes. It's completely unnecessary. Now, the good news is I had enough extra points that I could use all my points to cover the pizza, but still, regardless of that, it doesn't matter. It was too much food. I didn't need to eat that, but at the same time, I'm not going to be mad at myself because sometimes I know I like to just sit down, watch TV, and eat a lot of food, and I can't say I'm never going to do that. But I want to just do it a lot less, and I want to be able to make a little better decisions along the way. So what I'm doing with pizza is I am going to incorporate it back into my diet. And matter of fact, probably tomorrow or the next day I'm going to make pizza at home, but I'm going to make the healthiest version of a pizza I can. A good healthy crust, light cheese, and lots of veggies. And that, I'm going to probably start making that pretty regularly, if not every week, pretty often. And I'm going to have pizza, but I'm going to have the healthiest version of that as I can. So that is how I'm going to start winning the pizza wars. This week, pizza 2, Luppy 1. So pizza 1 this week, but I'm giving myself 1 point because I have a plan to start making healthier versions of pizzas. So next week I plan on winning the pizza wars. So stay tuned for that. Next week we'll see how I did. All right, so now it is time for the health fact of the day. Every week on the show, I go on the internet and find a health fact. I don't research it. I just put it on here. I don't know if it's true, but I find stuff that makes sense and kind of speaks to me and hopefully speaks to you. So today's health fact is obese people spend $485 more on clothes, $828 on extra plane seats, and $36 more on gas a year than their thinner counterpart. So an obese person on average, obviously, is spending $484 more on clothing. Amen to that. I still have to shop at big and tall shops, and they have good clothes, but there's no deals there. There's no thrift store for fat people. You know what I mean? I just get kind of mad because I know like skinny people can just go, I just go to the thrift store and get this shirt, man. This was $8. And I'm like, you can go to hell because, sorry, they got a little real there. But seriously, because I'm like, dude, I would have to pay about $40, $50 for that shirt. There's no way. I mean, like, it's so expensive being fat for food. For $828 on extra plane seats. I know that's true. I have never done that. But I've thought about it because it's miserable flying when you're big. And I just try not to fly because I hate it. And that's one of my goals to lose weight because I want to be able to fly again and not hate it. And then $36 more on gas. That's something I never thought about before, but that's probably true. You're heavier. You're carrying around more cargo in your car, so you're probably paying more for gas. So it's just more proof that being fat isn't just bad on your health, hard on your health, but it's hard on your pocketbook, man. It's expensive. All that food, all that extra money on clothes, gas, extra plane seats, and then doctor bills and tests and all that stuff, and then drugs you have to take for your blood pressure and all that. you're spending so much money. If health isn't a good enough motivator, think about the money. Like, that is my number 2 priority, and it's a close number 2, is that I need to save money, and I think a lot of us are in that boat. And losing weight is a great way to save money. I'm already saving money because I quit drinking. I shop at Aldi. I stopped going out to eat as much, except the occasional Domino's pizza. But that's way less than I used to do, and I'm already saving a lot of money. So this is just a reminder that there's even more money to be saved on other things, and that should be a motivator for all of us. So let's go to my challenge of the week. The challenge of the week is this. I want you to go in your closet or in your drawers, and I want you to find some old clothes that used to fit when you were smaller, all right? Or some clothes that maybe you bought because you were going to lose weight and get into them, and that was like 6 years ago, and you still don't fit in the shirts that you bought 6 years ago. That's what I did. I have all these clothes waiting for me, and all I got to do is drop some weight, and I have this whole new wardrobe waiting for me. Awesome new stuff. So here's what I want you to do, and I did the exact same thing. I want you to take a picture. I want you to lay out these clothes and take a picture of the clothes that you want to fit in again. Here's my picture. I'll show you real quick. These are a pair of jeans. These are 42s, which is small for me, and I'm going to get back in there into those. And these shirts are 2X, which again, small for me. I wear 4X right now, if not 5. My pants are like 60, 62 waist. So these are 42s. I can get back into those. So my goal is to get back into this stuff and get into this whole new wardrobe once and for all and get rid of all my fat clothes. So I want you to take a picture of yours and put it somewhere where you see it. I put mine on my phone. For those who are watching the video, there you can see I got mine on my phone, home screen or lock screen or whatever, as a reminder of why I'm doing, one reason why I'm doing this. Number 1, for health, happiness. Number 2, for money. Number 3, to fit into these old clothes. Number 4, for flying cheaper, for fitting in seats. There's a million reasons, and I want you to remember this one by taking a picture of those clothes, all right? So that's my challenge for you for this week. Hey, thank you for tuning in. I am glad you guys are here. This is always really good for me. It keeps me accountable, but I hope that it also is good for you guys and that you hear things that you needed to hear or needed to think about. And I just want you to know you're not alone. You are in this with me and many other people. We are in it together, all right? So don't ever think you're alone. Don't ever think you're a freak because oh my God, I can't believe I did this. I just told you I ate a large pizza, a whole thing of cheesy bread, and 2 lava cakes. You are not a freak. We all have our issues that we deal with. But the point is, you never give up, all right? Never give up. You keep working on yourself, and you do it out of a place of love. I want you to love yourself as much as you can this week because you deserve success. You deserve health. You deserve to be fit, all right? Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for all the comments. Again, man, this week I got a bunch more of great emails and texts from people. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the feedback, the encouragement, and the support. It means a lot to me. So thank you. Once again, make sure you go over to iTunes, subscribe there, rate and review, and I would really appreciate that. We're also on Stitcher, so if you're a Stitcher user, we're on Stitcher. We're on Google Play as well, so it's out there in different formats, so be sure to go check that out. But I really appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out with me every week. This is going to be a good week. Let's go get it done. Oh, one more announcement before I go. The Living Luppy website is coming next week, August 1st, livingluppy.com. It'll be the home for all things Luppy, so it's going to be the home for the podcast and my music and services that I offer. So I'm really super excited about this website. So get ready. It is coming next week. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a good week. I'll see you next week. Peace. For more information, go to facebook.com/livingluppy. Make sure you head over to iTunes, subscribe, rate, and review. We'll see you next week on the Living Luppy podcast.